Hopefully they'll make their way in soon. Tonight we're going to focus on both strengthening and lengthening the quads and the muscles that support them as well, like the hip flexors and the muscles of the lower leg. So, of course, keep in mind, like we would for any other class, that we don't want to push past our comfort zone tonight. We should be feeling a good stretch, but it shouldn't be painful. So if there's anything that just doesn't feel right, just ease back a little bit. Take a deep breath and either start it again or just wait for the next posture. Okay? So let's get started. We'll start laying flat on our back like we have been the last couple classes, and we'll just kind of ease into things tonight. So make yourselves comfortable and lay back. Laying flat on our backs, let's close our eyes. Take a deep inhale through the nose, a full exhale through the mouth, and let our bodies relax. Let our minds relax, letting go of any thoughts, plans, or ideas. And just bring your awareness to the present, noticing how your body feels. Notice if you're energized, if you're a little tired, if you've got any aches and pains, or maybe you're feeling fresh, ready for a vigorous workout. So just notice what your body's telling you, and you continue to check in as we move through our practice. Let's walk the heels together, reach the arms overhead, become as long as possible, lengthen the spine. The ribs will expand out to the sides. Breathe deeply and exhale fully. Let's walk our heels over towards the right corner of the mat and then cross your left ankle on top of your right. Reach your hands over towards the top right corner of your mat. So we're feeling a stretch down the left side of the body, from the underarm all the way down the left hip. Bring your hands back to center. Lower the left heel to the mat. Walk your heels through center. And then inch them over towards the left bottom corner of the mat. Cross the right ankle over the left. And then sweep your hands over towards the left top corner of the mat. So create that crescent shape down the opposite direction. And breathe. Good, let's come back through center. Bring the heels back down to the floor. Slide your arms back down alongside the body. Bend the right leg, hug it in towards the chest. Gently rock it side to side, up and down. And then lifting into our hamstring stretch, bring the hands to the back of the thigh, lift the foot up towards the sky, and gently pull the thigh in towards your body. Point and flex the foot a couple times. Good, let's release the right leg all the way down to the floor and we'll switch sides. Hug the left knee in towards the chest. Gently rock it left and right. And then up and down. And then bring your hands around to the hamstring, straighten out the knee, lift the foot upwards, and gently pull the leg in towards your chest. Point and flex the foot. Good, let's release the leg all the way down to the floor. Take a deep breath. And then hug both knees in towards your chest. Rock side to side, massaging the back and kidneys. And then tuck the chin and roll along the length of your spine. And then come up to a seated position. Let's drop our knees down towards the outside edges of our mat. Sit up nice and tall. And just make a gentle circle with your chest. So you can kind of hold on to the knees or legs to give you a little extra support so you don't wobble around too much. But let's do a couple nice big circles. And then we'll go the opposite direction. Good, sitting up tall. All right, so let's gently lower the chin to the chest and now make those circles with the head. Move gently. And continue to breathe. And then go the opposite direction. And lift your chin back up. Interlace the fingers. Let's flip the palms up towards the sky and reach our arms up, finding length, rolling the shoulders back, breathing deeply. And then reaching the hands over to one side, keeping the shoulders back, the biceps next to the ears. Come through center and reach over to the opposite side. And let's come back through center, release the hands, bring them behind the back, interlace them again, this time reaching the thumbs away from the tailbone. So open the chest and look upwards. And let's release and come onto our hands and knees. So center the palms under the shoulders, the knees under the hips, moving into some cat-cows to warm up the back of the body. So let's exhale, really round the back, look back towards your feet, and inhale, round the spine, look upwards. So move at your own pace. Exhale, arch. Inhale, round. Good, let's come to a neutral spine, draw the abdominals inwards, and we're going to add the arm and leg to develop more strength in the back of the body. So let's inhale, right arm, left leg, nice and long, and then exhale, bend the knee and elbow, draw them together, tuck the chin. So inhale, lengthen, exhale, arch. Keep drawing the abs in for support. And on your next inhale, let's hold the arm and leg. Keep lengthening. Keep lifting through the hand and heel. And now let's lower the right hand, left knee, and we'll switch sides. So left arm, right leg, inhale, lengthen. Exhale, knee and elbow together. On your next inhale, let's hold the arm and leg. Keep reaching, keep lifting, keep drawing the abs in. And now lower the hand and knee down to the mat. Excellent job. Curl the toes, lift the knees off the floor, come into downward facing dog, look back towards your toes, pedal your heels a couple times, finding length through the back side of the body. And now walk your feet forward. Let's come into forward fold. Again, let the body relax. And now let's round up, stacking the back. Come all the way up. Come into mountain pose at the top of our mat. moving into sun salutation. So you should already feel a little bit warmer than when we began after those cat-cows and the modification with the arm and leg. But let's continue to move with the breath. Inhaling, exhaling, palms together at the center of our chest. Inhale, lift the arms up, gently arch back. And exhale, forward fold, fingertips down to the mat. Inhale, right leg back, knee down, foot flat, look up. Curl the right toes. Exhale, left leg back to plank. Inhale. Exhale, lower, knees, chest, and forehead, or chaturanga. Inhale, slide forward, press to the palms, lift the chest, look up. Exhale, curl the toes, lift the hips up and back, downward facing dog. Inhale, right leg forward, left knee down, foot flat. And exhale, left leg forward, feet together, look at your knees. Inhale, arms up, gently arch back. Exhale, release, arms by the sides. Inhale. Exhale, palms together. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, left leg back, knee down, foot flat, look up. Curl the toes. Exhaling, right leg back to plank. Inhale. Exhale, lower, knees, chest, and forehead. And inhale, slide forward, press to the palms, lift the chest, look up. Exhale, curl the toes, hips up and back, downward dog. Inhale, left foot forward, right knee down, foot flat. And exhale, right leg forward, feet together, look at your knees. Inhale, arms up, gently arch back. Exhale, release, arms by the sides. Inhale. Exhale, palms together. Inhale, arms up, gently arch back. Exhale, forward fold, fingertips down to the mat. Inhale, right leg back, knee down, foot flat, look up. Curl the toes. Exhaling, left leg back to plank. Inhale. Exhale, lower, knees, chest, and forehead to the mat. Inhale, slide forward. Exhale, downward dog. Inhale, right leg forward, left knee down, foot flat. And exhale, left leg forward, feet together, look at your knees. Inhale, arms up, gently arch back. Exhale, release, arms by the sides. Inhale. Exhale, palms. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, left leg back, knee down, foot flat, look up. And curl the toes, exhaling, right leg back to plank. Inhale. Exhale, lower. Inhale, slide forward, lift the chest. Exhale, downward dog. Inhale, left foot forward, right knee down, foot flat. And exhale, right leg forward, feet together, look at your knees. Inhale, arms up, gently arch back. And exhale, release, arms by the side, shoulders back and away from the ears. Let's stand nice and tall. Find a point to focus on, something that's not moving. And start by rooting down through the left foot. We're going to work on our balance. So we want to keep our left leg stacked over the left foot or heel. So knee should be soft, shoulders are back, eyes are up and focused, and our abs are drawing in so we can shift the weight into the left foot and pull the right knee upwards towards the chest. We're going to hold either the bottom of the thigh or around the front of the right knee and upper shin. Shoulders are back and we're keeping them stacked over our hips. Let's hold it here and breathe deeply. Excellent. Let's continue to hold the right leg in the right hand. Bring the left hand to the left hip. Shoulders remain back, and we're just opening the right knee out to the right side. So this particular part of the pose, more than the first part, tends to lead us to have our left hip sinking over to the left. So I want you to focus on your alignment. Think about growing nice and tall out of the left side or out of just the body, straight out of the ground. Draw your abs in and breathe. Excellent. Bring the knee back to the front of the body. And now here's where we're really going to start to challenge the quads. We're going to bring the right hand to the right hip, flex the right foot, and reach the heel away from you. So we're working the quad to keep the legs supported. The standing leg, we're challenging the glute and the hamstring. So we're getting a lot in this posture. Draw the abs in a little bit tighter to keep your shoulders over your hips. Keep breathing. And now let's exhale with control, lower that foot down to the floor. Excellent job. So as we work on these postures that are really challenging and strengthening the muscles, we're going to feel more heat as well. So let's switch sides, rooting down through the right foot. Knees soft, shoulders back, hands on the hips. When you're ready, lift the left leg up. Bring your hands either under the thigh or to the knee and upper shin. Good. Continue holding the left leg in the left hand. Right hand comes to the hip. And let's bring the left knee to the left side without compromising our alignment down the right side of the body. Good. Let's bring the knee back to the center. Draw the abs in deeper. Left hand to the left hip. Flex the left foot. Press away through the heel. Keep those toes nice and high. Keep the shoulders stacked over the hips. Good. Let's lower that foot down with control. Excellent job. Shake out the legs. Come to the top of your mat if you're not there already. And now let's take a big step back with the right foot for Warrior Two. Hips, shoulders, and chest towards the long right edge of your mat. Make sure your left heel is pointing towards the right arch. Arms extended at shoulder height. As you exhale, bend the left knee. Turn your head. And before looking past your fingertips, check your alignment. That knee should be pointing towards the middle toe. So open up, stretch those inner thighs, and then look past the fingers. Breathing deeply. Let's flip the left palm towards the sky, moving into Peaceful Warrior. Tip the left fingertips up as we drop the right hand back, keeping the lower body in place, nice and steady. Look at the left palm as you reach upwards towards the sky. Good. Let's come back to Warrior Two. And we're going to windmill both our hands down to the mat, framing the left foot, coming into a lunge. So rotate the right heel up towards the sky. Keep your hips down and forward. Feel that right hip flexor lengthen. And now let's lift the left arm up. So a revolved lunge, opening the chest towards the left inner thigh, squeezing the shoulder blades together, looking towards the left side of the room. Excellent. Let's lower our left hand back down to the mat. Push off the right foot. Come forward into a forward fold, letting the upper body relax down over the thighs, looking towards your knees. Breathing deeply. Think about lengthening the torso, reaching the crown of the head down towards your toes. And now let's bring our hands around to the back of the calves or ankles to just gently pull the body in a little bit closer. This is still early on in our practice, so be gentle. Good. Let's let's release the legs, round up. Bring your shoulders over the hips, look forward, and take a nice deep breath. We'll now keep the right foot forward as we take a big step back with the left foot. For Warrior Two, glance down, make sure your right heel points towards the left arch. Arms are up, inhale. Exhale, bend the right knee, make sure it's pointing towards the middle of the right foot, and then look just past the right fingers. Flip the right palm towards the sky. Gently lift it up as you lower the left hand down along the left leg. Look upwards towards the right hand and continue to lengthen through the arm, reaching the fingertips a little bit higher. Feeling that stretch down the right side of the torso, through the left inner thigh. Good, let's come back to Warrior Two, arms parallel to the floor. And exhale, hands all the way down, frame the right foot. Rotate the left heel so it's up towards the sky. Maybe wiggle it back a little bit so we can really sink down and deep into this low lunge. Keep the left hand where it is. Let's reach the right arm up, rotating the chest towards the inner thigh. Squeeze the shoulder blades together. Good, let's release, hand down to the mat, press the left foot forward, and let's round up. Roll the shoulders back and stand tall. Well done. So shake out the legs a little bit. And we're gonna walk our feet about mat width apart. We're gonna do some squats. So again, this placement is just a guideline, adjust as needed. But remember, we wanna keep our full foot on the mat, and when we move down into our squat, our knees should still stay above the ankles. They shouldn't be past our toes, okay? So let's bring our hands to our heart and move with our breath. Inhale, sinking down into this lunge. The first one, we stay a little bit longer than a breath because we want to make sure we're checking that alignment, knee again towards the center of the foot. Once we're okay, we're going to exhale and press the soles of the feet and come back up. So from here on out, let's move with the breath. Inhale, down, exhale, lift. So every once in a while, just check that alignment. As we get tired, our knees generally roll inwards. So really think about lengthening through the inner thighs. So we're building strength here through the inner thighs, through the quads, through the hamstrings, through the glutes. So this is also building heat in the body, of course, and we want nice warm muscles so we can get the most out of the stretches to come. Good. On your next inhale, hold the squat nice and low. Keep breathing. Roll the shoulders back. We're going to lift both heels at once. We're going to move as we breathe. So let's inhale the heels up. Exhale the heels down. If this is too challenging for balance, just keep the heels grounded. Inhale up. Exhale down. Let's do one more. Inhale up. Hold it here. Take one full breath. And then exhale, heels down, begin to straighten out the knees, come all the way back up. Arms by the sides, walk the feet in, and shake out the legs. Excellent. All right, so we already have some nice warm lower body. We're gonna continue by moving into chair pose. So let's take a step to the back of the mat, feet under our hips in mountain pose, shoulders are back, eyes are gazing outwards, and let's bring our hands to prayer position. Inhale, exhale, bend the knees, reach back through the tailbone. So try and keep the upper body nice and tall, so we're not rounding forward. And when we're as low as we can go in that chair, we're tucking the tailbone slightly just to flatten out the lower back a little bit. Glance down, you should still see your toes. Maybe you can reach your hips back a little bit more. You should feel the quads really working hard to keep the body steady. take one more breath. And then exhale, fold forward, hands down to the mat, use it for support, lift the heels, and sink your hips down to meet them. Inch the hands back in towards the feet, rolling your shoulders back, stacking them over the hips, and if you can, lift the hands off the mat. Balancing and building strength through the lower legs. Excellent. Let's bring our hands down to the floor. Gently lower the knees. Sit back on the heels. Stretch the soles of the feet. Sitting up if you can. Leaning forward if it's too intense. And now lower the hands to the mat. Flatten the tops of the feet. Coming into hero pose. So generally we sit in hero pose, and this can be a stretch, again, depending how tight your quads are. You might feel this already in the quads. Many people also feel it in the front of the ankles because we're stretching the lower leg as well. But if you can sit here for a couple breaths, I'd like you to do so because, again, we really want to focus on lengthening these quads tonight. If you don't feel much in the quad, I'd like you to bring your hands down to the floor and begin to just lean back. So as we do that, you'll feel that stretch intensify through the front of the leg. If you can come down to your forearms or even your back, go right ahead. Let's just take one more breath, keeping the shins in contact with the mat. And then let's come back up. So we're not going to stay there too long. Okay, excellent. So let's walk our body forward now. Bring our abdomen and chest all the way down to the mat. Stack one hand on top of the other and rest your cheek on top. Take a couple nice deep breaths. Good, let's slide our hands apart, bring them under the shoulders, and then lift them off the floor about an inch. Draw the toes and heels together. And we're going to keep the lower body grounded on the mat. We're preparing for Cobra Pose by warming up the lower back. So on your next inhale, lift the face, neck, and chest gently off of the floor, little by little, rolling the shoulders back, shoulder blades towards one another. And it may just be a couple inches, but you should feel this in the lower back, those muscles working to keep the upper body lifted. Let's hold it here and breathe. And then release, come down with the same control. Stack your hands, rest the opposite cheek on top, let the heels roll away from one another. Let the back relax. Draw the toes and heels together again, slide the hands apart, bring them under the shoulders. This time, spread the fingers wide, ground the palms down into the mat. Elbows are bent and tucked in alongside the body. As we inhale, just as we did before, let's lift the face, neck, and chest. Use the muscles of the lower back to lift the upper body. And when you can't lift up using the lower back, we begin to assist with the triceps, pressing through the center of the palm, coming up just a little bit more, opening up the chest, tilting the chin so we can look upwards, and breathe deeply. Try and keep your legs connected, tops of the feet flat on the mat. And let's come down with the same control. Excellent. Stack the hands, rest your cheek on top. Let your heels roll away from one another and breathe. All right, let's reach our left arm straight out in front of the left shoulder. Right hand will reach back as we bend the right knee, pull the heel in towards the glute, grabbing a hold of the front of the foot or ankle, and draw the heel in. So feel that stretch along the right quad. Your head can be resting either on your chin or your forehead on the mat. And try to keep your thighs close to one another. Sometimes we walk that knee wide to get a hold of the foot. If that's the case, that's fine, but just walk the knee back in so it's in line with your hip. Try and press your right hip down into the floor just slightly. Feel that shift. And now let's release the foot. Bring the right arm forward in line with the right shoulder, switching sides, left arm back, bend the left leg, holding onto the foot, draw the heel in towards the glute. Think about lengthening and reaching the left kneecap down towards the bottom of your mat. And again, begin to play with this a little bit. Think about pressing the left hip, or where the front pocket of your jeans would be, down into the mat. That shift will help you lift the feet up in bow pose. So you can continue to hold onto the left foot, or if you prefer to reach back for both feet at the same time, you can release and bend both knees. We're going to move into bow pose, so reaching back with both hands, pulling both heels in towards the glutes, starting with a double quad stretch. And then move at your own pace, inhaling the face, neck, and chest off of the floor, lengthening the front of the torso, rolling your shoulders back, squeezing them together, pressing the feet into the hands, pressing the hips down into the mat, turning on the glutes, lifting the feet up towards the sky. Breathe deeply. Excellent. Let's release. Lower the thighs down to the mat. Plant the hands under your shoulders. Let's lift our hips up. Walk the knees wide, about mat width apart. Draw the toes towards one another and sit back on your heels for a modified child's pose. Letting your back relax, letting your torso sink down between the thighs as you breathe deeply. Let's lift our heads up, look at the space between our hands, lift the hips, and come into downward facing dog, pedaling our heels. And on your next inhale, let's take a nice big step forward with the right foot. Come into our low lunge, drop the hips down and forward. So we've already been here several times today, so we should be a little bit warmer. But as we press back through that left heel, the left hip flexor and quad are lengthening, and we're going to start challenging the right quad when we lift this up into our high lunge. So you can always adjust and make this work for you by lowering the back knee or rooting the heel down to the mat. Or for the most challenge in that right quad, we're going to keep the legs exactly where they are. So let's move on our exhale, inhaling. Exhaling, pressing into the right foot, rolling the shoulders back. Let's bring the hands to our heart tonight. Keeping our hips down and forward in that lunge. Working that quad, pressing down deeply through the front foot to really activate the muscle. And let's exhale, hands down to the floor, bend the left knee down to the mat if it's not already there. We're going to keep our hips down and forward. Before moving to our hamstring stretch, we're going to add to this quad stretch. So we're going to reach our right hand to our left foot. So opposite hand and leg. We're going to bend the left knee, lift that foot up, reach back with the right hand. So our chest rotates towards the right inner thigh as we reach back for the foot. Look over the right shoulder. If you can, draw that foot in a little bit closer. If this is too intense, you can always grab the pant leg, or you can just keep the foot down on the mat and work that rotation tonight, bringing the chest towards the inner thigh. Don't forget to breathe. And notice where your hips are. We want to keep them down and forward. Sometimes we start reaching them back towards that foot, but try and keep them down. We'll get the most length out of that left quad this way. Let's take one more breath. Release the foot down to the floor with control. Bring the right hand back to the outside of the right foot. And now we'll gently press the hips back, moving into our hamstring stretch, straightening out the right leg, lifting the toes, hinging forward. So try and keep your back flat, looking down towards the right leg. And breathe. Excellent. Let's switch sides. Walk both hands forward, lowering the right toes, and we're going to step back to downward dog. Step the left foot forward, low lunge, hips down and forward. Hold it here, breathing deeply. Find that alignment, left knee over ankle. And next we'll move into our high lunge, so adjust the right leg if you like. Otherwise, press deeply through the left foot as we inch the hands off the floor, bring them to our chest, keep the hips down and forward as we breathe. Find a point to focus on. Excellent. Let's fold forward, hands down to the mat. Gently lower the right knee if it's not already there. Take a deep breath. And when you're ready, we're going to bend the right leg, lift the heel up, and reach back with the left hand. So the opposite hand, grabbing a hold of the foot, gently drawing it in towards the torso, keeping the hips down and forward. Wonderful. Release that foot gently. Take a nice deep breath, and let's exhale, shift the hips back, straighten out the left leg, walk the hands back as we hinge forward over the thigh, hamstring stretch. And walk the hands forward, lower the left foot, and let's step back again to downward facing dog. Inhale, right heel up towards the sky, bend the knee, pull the knee in towards the chest, moving into pigeon. Let's lower the knee down between our hands, relax the left leg back. Inhale, lift the chest, exhale, fold forward, and breathe. Let's lift the head, neck, and chest back up. Walk the right hand over to the outside of the right near thigh. Once more, if you're up for it, we're going to bend the left leg. This time with the left hand, we'll reach back. So same hand, same foot, drawing the heel in towards the back of the body. Use the right hand to prevent yourself from rolling onto that right hip. And let's release. And come back to downward facing dog. Let's inhale, left heel up, bend the knee, pull it in towards the chest, and lower it down between the hands. Right leg relaxes back. Inhale, lift. Exhale, fold. And let's lift the head, neck, and chest up. Place the left hand down outside the left knee. And now let's bend the right leg, reaching back with the right hand. Draw the foot towards the back of the body. Try and sink your hips down towards the mat. And breathe. Good. Let's release that foot, sit down into the left hip. Swing the right leg around towards the front of the body, and we're just going to bring both soles of the feet together for Baddha Konasana. So let your legs relax as much as possible down towards the mat. Hands resting on the feet or ankles, sit up nice and tall. Inhale. As we exhale, lean forward, bring the center of your chest down towards the feet. You can use your elbows to press the thighs down a little bit closer to the mat. Good. Let's lift the head, neck, and chest up. Let's walk our heels wide. Sit up nice and tall. Pull the flesh away from the sits bones. Inhale, both arms up. Exhale, reach forward as you fold. Drop the hands down when you can't reach forward any further. And then ease the chin towards the chest down towards the space between the legs. Maybe walking the hands forward just a little bit as we exhale and relax deeper into the posture. And now walk the hands over towards the right leg, center the chest over the thigh, and again, gently pull the chest down. So use the leg to help assist you here by pulling the chest down towards the thigh. But I want you to notice your shoulders. So sometimes our right shoulder will drop back when we're on the right side, and the left shoulder, the one that's in the center, pops upwards. But try and even out the shoulders so they're both the same distance over the mat. That should intensify the stretch along the left side and the back side of the body a little bit more. And now let's release the right leg, walk our hands back through center, bringing the chest over to the left side, centering it over the thigh. Walking the hands down the length of the leg, and again, drawing the chest in towards the thigh, even out the shoulders. Excellent. Let's come back through center and just round up, stack the back, and then lift the chin off the chest. Good. So let's bring our thighs together, feet together, roll back on the mat. We're going to move into shoulder stand. However, if you prefer to slide your mat over towards one of your walls and do legs at the wall pose, go right ahead. We're going to move at our own pace. Arms down along our sides, use the abs, draw them in towards the back of the body. And pull the knees in towards our chest. So kind of a little bit of a crunch. Then press down through the palms to lift the tailbone up off the floor. And bring your hands to the lower back, walking them up the spine towards your shoulders as you stack the hips over the body. And then reach the feet up towards the sky. Point and flex your feet a couple times. And then bring one leg overhead, reach away through the opposite leg. And gradually switch directions. And then lower the toes down to the mat overhead, coming into plow pose. And then lower the palms down to the mat, bend the knees in towards your face. Slide the knees down the front of the body, gently lowering the back, the tailbone, and then the soles of the feet down to the mat. Take a deep breath in, and a full breath out. And now pick up the right leg, bring the right ankle to the left knee, reach the right hand through the legs, left hand on the outside of the left thigh, draw the legs in towards your chest. Good, let's release and switch sides. So right foot to the mat, left ankle on top of the right knee. Left hand through the legs, right hand on the outside. And release. And then walk your legs down to the mat, heels mat width apart. Arms halfway between your hips and your shoulders, tucking the shoulder blades under the back of the body, finding more space through the collarbones, through the ribs, through the abdomen, so we can breathe deeply. Let's take a deep inhale. Exhale through the mouth, letting the body really relax and sink down into the mat. continue to breathe deeply, letting go of any thoughts, plans, or ideas. If your mind begins to wander, just bring it back to the breath. Bring your awareness all the way down your body to your feet. And mentally repeat after me. My toes, feet, and heels are releasing and relaxing. My toes, feet, and heels are released and relaxed. My ankles, calves, and knees are releasing and relaxing. My ankles, calves, and knees are released and relaxed. My thighs, hips, and buttocks are releasing and relaxing. My thighs, hips, and buttocks are released and relaxed. My abdomen and lower back are releasing and relaxing. My abdomen and lower back are released and relaxed. My fingers, hands, and wrists are releasing and relaxing. My fingers, hands, and wrists are released and relaxed. My forearms, elbows, and upper arms are releasing and relaxing. My forearms, elbows, and upper arms are released and relaxed. My chest, back, and shoulders are releasing and relaxing. My chest, back, and shoulders are released and relaxed. My neck, head, and face are releasing and relaxing. My neck, head, and face are released and relaxed. My mind is calm, my breathing is even, and I am completely relaxed. Bring awareness back to your body and begin to move your fingers and toes. Gently stretch your arms overhead, lengthening the body and awakening it. Gently roll to your right side. Take a nice deep breath. Place your left palm on the floor in front of your chest and press back up to a seated position. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Peace Peace Peace. Namaste. Great job tonight, everybody. Thank you for working hard. Hope you have a wonderful evening, and I'll see some of you next week, some of you Wednesday. Good night.